Hello?
Hi, is this Cristina?
Yes.
Hi, Cristina. This is Officer James, Frederick, Colorado PD. How are you?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm calling in reference to Shanann. And I was wondering if you had any information that you could give me.
So, hold on just a second. Let me... Hold on. Baby, where? Hold on.
No.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
So Shanann and Chris, so Shanann went on vacation she went on vacation for like 6 weeks to North Carolina. And everything was okay between them until he came back on the 5th week.
Okay.
Come be with them, to go be with them for a week. And he was different with her. He was cold to her. They normally, because I stayed with them last year for 2 months while she was in surgery. I had to have surgery, and
You had to have surgery, or she did?
I'm sorry?
You had to have surgery, or she did?
She did.
Okay.
She did. She had to have surgery, so I flew from Hawaii and stayed with her for 2 months, helping her with the kids and everything in the house and whatnot. They were normally loving, caring. The first time that I really got to meet, Chris, they seem to have a good relationship. But fast forward to when he went back to North Carolina, she started calling me, telling me I don't recognize him. He's not talking to me. He's not touching me. He's not kissing me. He's pushing me away. He doesn't want anything to do with me. Little by little, they spoke. Little by little, they spoke, and things started coming out, and he said that he didn't want the baby. She's pregnant. She's 16 months pregnant.
Right, so,
pregnant.
One sec. She was telling you all this stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
She confided on me. We've been friends for 14 years.
Okay.
She confided on me a lot, and she could call me in the middle of the night because I'm 6 hours different from North Carolina.
Yep. Chris didn't want the baby?
Yes, that's what she said, that Chris did not want the baby.
Okay.
That he was scared, that he didn't want another baby, that just wanted to stay with the 2 girls. But things just started developing from there. Like, he was not compatible. She texted me and she's like, he's saying we're not compatible anymore. I don't understand what that means, because they were fine before she left. And he was alone for 5 weeks, and then he comes back and saying these things, right?
Yeah.
He said that he couldn't do this anymore. Like, he wanted pretty much, like, he will say, no, I want to work on this, and I want to make things work, and then other days he's like, I'm done. I can't do this, So she was struggling a lot, and that's something that she's not. She was really, really, really struggling with everything that was going on. But the last time that I spoke with her, they have talked. They have found out the sex of the baby, which was a boy, and she was super excited about it because he said, if I ever have a child, I just want a boy. I don't want another girl. So he thought that this was going to be good for them. And he said that he was willing to go into therapy with her. And she even told me that she had plans to go to Aspen for the weekend, this next weekend on Friday, with him to try to reconnect and try to make things work and find a common ground. If not, then she was done. Like she couldn't fight if he was not going to fight for their marriage. It was very weird because this just came out of the blue to all of us. Like when she told me the first time, I was like, "What are you talking about? That's not Chris. That's not who he is." I just started doing things that didn't make no sense to me.
When was the last time you spoke with her?
I spoke with her on Friday, Saturday. Hold on, let me look at the time. I can go look. Yeah, it was Friday, the last time I talked to her, because she was in Arizona. And she had just landed from Arizona, and she wanted me to know the news of the sex of the baby, and that she had talked to Chris, and that they were going to try to work things out, and wanted to tell me about the plans that she had.
Okay.
That's the last time, because she was traveling after that, so I didn't bother her.
How often would you speak with her?
Every day.
And you haven't spoke with her since Friday because she was on her trip?
Yeah, she was in training.
How would you describe their relationship?
She was in charge.
Okay.
She was the person in charge, and he followed through. She did what she wanted, but they seemed to be loving and caring, and they used to, be very lovey-dovey. So that's why when she started expressing herself that he wasn't anymore, that was kind of weird to me, because that's not him. He did mention to her that he was tired of not being able to even hang something on the wall, that his opinion didn't matter, that he wanted to stay in the things that will happen or whatnot. Like, because she normally is in charge. She normally is the one that keeps everything going, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he expressed that that's one of the reasons that, he didn't think that things were working out, that he was tired of that he didn't have any say.
And so would you describe her, was she your best friend?
Yes, she's like my sister.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have never stopped my life for 2 months for someone I didn't love.
I understand that.
I took my daughter with me last year, and I went and took care of her baby girls, took them to school. I was her right-hand person until she was healthy enough, and I left in October.
Do you think she would withhold information from you?
No, I think I was one of the first person that she spoke to about what was going on between Chris and her.
Okay.
She confided on me a lot.
So she just started telling you this stuff within the last couple weeks, or has it been a couple months?
No, this just happened. When he went to North Carolina, she was blindsided completely. She's like, I don't understand what's going on. And I was like, I don't either, because you guys were just fine.
And did she ever say that they had any other issues in their marriage prior to this?
No.
Did she say if they fought a lot or argued, or if anything ever was physical, anything like that?
Nothing. They never went physical into each other. I mean, every marriage fights. Right? That's just part of human nature. But they pretty much keep it very civil because of the kids.
Okay.
it makes no sense, everything that is going on right now, to tell you the truth. Because he was always very, like, he put them first all the time.
He put the kids first?
All of them. Like, they were their world, you know. He put them all first. He was having feet for all of them, and all of a sudden he was aggravated by the kids playing around him. He was getting, you know, fussy with everyone. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to touch her. He didn't want to, like, she would text me and she would send me a picture saying, like, where's he's at? He's in the other side of the couch. Like, he's on another couch. Like, he's not even touching me. He haven't even asked me how the baby's doing. He didn't want to know anything about it.
And this is all recent, huh?
Yes. Yeah. This just happened, like, whatever happened in those 5 weeks that he was by himself, he came back to her, another man. And that worries me, because that's not him. Even like, I mean, like, when Nikki went by the house, things didn't make sense to me at all, because it just, she said routine. She said routine, like, she's OCD. She has everything in order. She literally has a plan for everything. She's not a person to derive from those plans. Like, this is what she's going to do. This is what's going to happen. The kids have times they go to take naps. They, you know, things go a certain way. You know, she has a routine. Even what she wears, even the flip-flops that she wears, is a routine for her. The door is never, that latch on the door, 2 months that I was living there, that was never on. Only when they went to sleep. Like, literally went to sleep.
You're talking about on the front door?
Yes. Yes. Because when Nikki got there, she was on the phone, like, she was on the phone with me when she got there and couldn't really access the house and couldn't get a hold of Shanann. And she's like, Cristina, I know you talk all the time with her. Have you heard from her? I was like, no, because it was the morning for me, right?
Right. And
I was going to catch up with her today because I knew she had just come back at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, from her trip. And I literally, like, okay, well, open the door because it's a keypad and, you know, she normally has the same keypad, you know, number on it. Just open the door and go check it out. And she tried, and the latch was on. And that latch is never on. Her flip-flops were right beside her door, which she never leaves without. Like, that's her flip-flops. Unless she wants to dress up, that is what she wears. And the latch was on, which doesn't make any sense to me because she comes in and out of that door every day. And I mean, even, I just don't understand. I don't understand everything that's going on because nothing adds up. The routine was completely off. And that's not normal. In 2 months that I stayed with her, the routine never changed. It's always the same. And I tell you this, it's out of character for her to leave the house without her phone, without telling anyone anything. With the kids, without their important medicine, which is scare off. And if you ever go to her Facebook account, you'll notice that there was an issue back home about the kids' safety because of allergies and that they were not being taken care of properly. There was she is protective of those kids. And for her to leave the house without no security, no nothing, it's just completely out of character.
Did she ever say if they're having any financial trouble or anything like that?
You know, she always commented that, you know, that they had, you know, that they struggle sometimes. You know, she was working really hard on her business, and he was also working. She spent a lot because she kept giving into the business to be able to continue to grow, which she was. But I know that they struggle a little bit, but I don't know to what point.
Okay.
But I do know that they were struggling.
Did she ever say she had a plan on leaving him or anything like that? Or was she wanting to work on the marriage?
She wanted the marriage to work. Like, I was, she really did not understand what was going on, and I was the one telling her, I was like, listen, it's the first really big issue that you guys have ever had, because I've not, never heard anything else from them before. And I told him, I was like, you just need to talk to him. You need to give him space. You need to, work things out. This is your marriage. This is your family. So we talked a lot about that because, I mean, she's Italian. She immediately would have said, something out of the blue, but
right.
She was more like, if he's not willing to work with our marriage, then our marriage is over. I can't fight for him without him. And the last time I talked to her, she said he is willing to go to, therapy, because I told him that therapy might be able to help you guys, to try to get things out of the chest, because Chris is very, very quiet and he doesn't express his emotions. Like, you don't see many emotions from Chris. And, maybe that will help him out. And he said that he had agreed, but I haven't talked to Chris. I've never been close to Chris like that, so.
Right.
But I just know that if they had a fight while she was there, when she got there at 2 o'clock in the morning, the girls were woken up. I mean, you couldn't make a noise in that house. I mean, at night, because the girls are so light sleeper, even during the day. Like, when I stayed there, I had to go on tippy toes to the bathroom, so I wouldn't creak the floor or the stairs or nothing. And I mean, forget about opening a garage early in the morning. We always had to kind of go around the side. I would go downstairs. Sometimes Chris was there, getting his food ready so he can get out the door, and he would go through the front door. Because we didn't want to wake up the kids.
So he didn't usually go out the garage in the mornings?
No. He will come home, and sometimes will come through the garage. He will come through the garage, but normally in the morning he will go through the front door.
Okay.
Because, I mean, just opening the garage door, or even turning the car, like, for me, turning in the car, like, one day while I was there, we went to Vegas to a training together, and, we had to leave, like, at wee hours, like, at 3 o'clock in the morning. Even turning on that car in the morning, we were afraid that the kids were going to wake up.
Right.
And it wasn't in the garage, it was right outside the garage. So it's like right on top. So they will hear everything.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It's completely. I know for sure she will not leave like that. And she would have never. She would have never left like that. It's just something doesn't add up to me. From all the years that I know her, she's always been. You could rely on what she was going to do, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't think Chris has it on him. I think Chris is a good guy, so it's kind of hard for me to even imagine that he will hurt his family.
Right.
Especially those girls.
So he was an active father, good?
Definitely. Yes. Very active father, very caring, very loving, very attentive to them. He even took care of my daughter when I was gone for a couple of days. He's very, very, in that part, he was a good husband, he was a good father. That's why this changed into the kids not even wanting to be around him, wanting mommy, and him getting upset just by the kids playing. That's not him.
That all started with the marriage problems as well?
Yes. That all started all together when he went back to North Carolina after 5 weeks of being away from each other. I do not know what happened on those 5 weeks. but something changing him, because that was not him. When he was telling me about everything that he was doing and the things he was saying, it just doesn't make any sense.
What's his name?
That was not him.
Okay.
That's a different Chris. And he even deleted his Facebook page. Why would you delete your Facebook page?
When did he do that?
Well, I just find out today, and one of the other girls said, "Oh, that's been like a week ago or so that he deleted his Facebook page."
So you're friends with Nikki?
I'm friends with Nikki and Cassie and Addie and Sam. We are all a group of friends. Yes.
And do you guys all do the Laval thing together?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so you got to remember, your name is on that vehicle.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Is there anything else that you can think of that I should know about?
That person back, and if they do that, then we might have some issues here. Okay.
What did you say?
Is there anything else you can think of that I should know about?
And you said what, you lived in Firestone?
I can't think of anything. It will be speculation. I can say that some people are coming and say, "Well, did he have someone else?" I've never saw anything like that. You know.
Do you know where she would go?
She will go to one of us. If she was ever going to leave, she will contact one of us. And I have called and contacted everyone that I know in Colorado.
Yeah.
And not Colorado. And no one has heard from her or know nothing of her. This is not her. She will plan things. She's not a person to just pick up things and go. This is a person that is meticulous, and she plans everything. She just doesn't go. And she knows that my house is always open. Always. Because I told her, it's like, if you ever need a break, you know, you can come over here. It's just hard to start all over here because, you know, it's expensive, you know?
Right.
To live in Hawaii. But she would have never leave. Not like that.
Okay.
Ever. That is not her. Doesn't matter how bad things were. She has rules. You know, she has a way of doing things.
Right. So if you hear from her or anything, obviously her and Chris, there's something going on in their marriage. If you come into contact with her for any reason or you hear anything, please have her contact us. We just want to make sure that she's safe, and you know we're not, let her know that we're not worried that she's gone or what she's doing. We just want to make sure that she's safe. As long as we can guarantee her safety, that's what our most important thing that we're looking out for is that she's safe. So if you hear from her, doesn't matter the time of day, I'll give you a phone number to call and have her contact us. Or if you hear from her, you can contact us. Would you do that for me?
Of course.
Okay. And so when you're ready, I'll give you a phone number.
Okay. What's the phone number?
720-652-4222. And that's to our dispatch center, and that's answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And just ask to speak with a Frederick officer, and one will call you.
Okay.
Our main concern is her safety, so.
652-4222.
Say it again.
720-652-4222.
That's correct. So,
Okay.
if you hear anything from her or are able to talk to her, either you call us or have her call us. We just want to make sure that she's safe, okay?
Okay.
And if there's anything that you can think of, this phone number that I called you from is our police department. During business hours, it's answered, so that's 8 to 5 Colorado time. Outside of that, it may not be answered. You can try to call it. Otherwise, you'll have to contact that dispatch number, and an officer will contact you.
Okay.
Okay? And if you think of...
All I know is that this is not her.
Right.
Never live like this. And she will never leave the kids like this. Like, it just won't happen. It's not her.
If you think of anything else that comes to mind, please don't hesitate to call us, okay?
Will do.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.